everyone is having a blessed evening. I am having a blessed evening. Yes, I am. I'm having a blessed evening. Um, so you definitely can see the topic. You definitely can see the topic, and this topic is much needed. It is much needed in our community, and the reason why it's much needed in our community, we do not understand the definition of friendship. We do not understand the definition of comrade. We do not understand a definition of brethren. We do not understand a definition of brotherhood. Right? And the reason why I came up with this topic is because there is a lot of disrespect that's going on amongst our community. A lot of us grew up in our neighborhoods and we call each other brothers. We went to each other's houses, we slept there, we wear each other clothes. When it was on, I would go over there and be there for you, have your back. You would come over there and have my back. And that's in all civilization, that's how it was. This brotherhood that we call brothers, right? As time go on and as time go by, generation, this loyalty or brotherhood or friendship had diminished among us. And why did it diminish among us? The reason why it diminished among us is because we stopped becoming hungry. We stopped going to each other's houses. We stopped knocking on the windows and asking for food. We stopped going on a highway, squeegering, selling waters, selling t-shirts, doing any and everything that would bring our brotherhood and our friendship together. And that's universal. We stopped getting money together. Social media played a major part, right, of the destruction of brotherhood and friendship. And what I mean by that is what we see today all on the internet. It's all on the internet. Now, I'm not just talking about my brother, basically, or he's my brother. He's my brother from another mother, right? But we are all brothers and sisters by creation, by default. Let's bring that to a head right there. And what happened is that when social media get involved, right, and when money get involved, and when other things get involved, the brotherhood becomes destroyed because it's based on money, basically. You have brothers, right, that we grew up with. You know they're not like that. You know they didn't basically have shoes. They didn't have clothes like we had clothes. They just basically, they didn't have that mindset of getting money, but they was loyal brothers, right? And they would be there for you. They would fight there for you. They would die for you if you ever did get in some problems. See, once social media comes in there, once drugs play a part of this, once all of these things play a part of the destruction of our community, the indigenous people of this earth get involved with this, loyalty, brotherhood, friendship is out the door. Once a bag is put inside a neighborhood, once drugs and guns and all these other things, and everybody wants to be the man. This is the problem in our communities. Everybody wants to be the man, and everybody wants to be the chief. Nobody wants to be the Indians. At all particular time, we was once an Indian. And after we get to a status of doing certain things, we all want to become a chief. Everybody cannot become a chief. right? You have to have warriors there. You have to have thinkers there. You have to have what there? You have to have doctors. And these how these things are put forth. Yes. Islam, yes. So the reason why I bought is because there's a lot of things going on this internet. People are crashing out. People are setting people up. People are destroying people. But people do them to their own self. Because you know why? They got lips. You got a will. So if you have a free will, you think that you can do any and everything and say anything, and you have no consequences behind this, right? So I'm talking about a point of view of our neighborhood. Even I'm talking about a time where I was a Muslim, where brotherhood, right, and friendship was major. Because sometimes I didn't have nowhere to live, or I couldn't eat. I didn't have no clothes. I had to borrow my brother's clothes. I had to borrow his shirt. I had to borrow his sneakers. You know, I had to do these things because I wasn't less fortunate. I didn't know about these certain acts or these certain things and doing these certain things. Murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life. I was less fortunate than he was. So these things, right, are put forth to bring awareness to you. This is brotherhood. See, when you didn't have things in your life and you didn't have all these materialistic stuff and you didn't have money, the brotherhood and friendship and loyalty was much stronger. It was like bricks. If you was a bricklayer and you put the bricks on top of bricks and you use the cement and stuff like that, it's gonna stand on top of each other. That's what brotherhood's supposed to do, and that's what friendship is based upon. But once these murder, death, kill got involved inside our neighborhood, and drugs and guns and all of these other things that distract us from becoming brothers, we start pointing the finger at each other. We start pointing the finger. There's no more hunger. There's no more going to my brother's house, right? Sleeping on his couch, saying what's up to his mother, right? His mother is my mother. My mother is his mother. My brothers and sisters are his brothers and sisters. You know, that was a strong bond. That was friendship. That was love. That was brethren. That was comrade. So, you know, once all these things are eradicated from our neighborhoods and our communities, and drugs are there, murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life, what can we do? What should we do? Is get back to the foundation, because brotherhood and friendship is lost. There's no more brotherhood. There's no more friendship. There's no more none of that. Everything's pointing the fingers. Pointing the fingers. He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it. So now it's more backdoor, and now it's more about a bag. It's more about getting money, right? And you're going to do everything. You're going to run up content. You're going to run up all of these things, right, to bring your brother down. And these are the things that we are looking at. Once murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted way put himself into the game, right, to get your mind, body, and soul at the end of the day, it's going to be destruction there. It's going to be demise there. It's going to be plantations there. It's going to be jails there. You're going to have to face the music and the things that you have done and the acts that you have done inside of your community. And then the brotherhood and the loyalty and the comrade shit, right, and the brethren all go out the window, because now we pointing the fingers. And we see this all around the world, in our society, in our community, in ourselves, and collectively of each other. This behavior has plagued and destroyed countless of people, and put people in jail for life, and put people in the graves. And there's no way you could come back from that. This is something to think about. This is something to ponder about. This is something for you to be like, you know what? Let me go check my brother. Let me go speak to my brother. Let me bury the hatches and see what I can do with my brother. Because we used to sleep on the same couch together. We used to eat at the same bowl of cereal. We used to eat powder milk. We used to go to free lunch. Now that your belly is full, and now that you have ways and actions to get money, what about the brother that was less fortunate? And he's still less fortunate because he may have a mental disability about himself, but he is loyal. He never backdoored me. You left him in the hood. You left him alone and moved and progressed on with your life and left him. And he has been there for you. See, these things that we need to look at, these things that we need to put in the forefront about friendship and brotherhood. And there's scriptures here to show you what brotherhood is and what there's certain things that is set up for your demise at the end that we call friendship. Is it really friendship or is it not friendship? These certain things need to be put in the proper perspective. Hazama says, who do you talking to? There is just me, and I don't understand what do you say. You got to get your words correct, brother. You got to get your words right. So these certain things and these certain acts that we are putting forth, we must bring forth, and we must look at certain things, right? So this is chapter 43, verse 67. Chapter 43, verse 67, and this is in the Quran. This is in the Quran. I recommend that you get this. This is really, really dope and really, really amazing, right? And I'm going to read it in Arabic. Now, what did I did? I talked about a point of view. I gave a little point of view about my neighborhood. I grew up in a lot of neighborhoods, right? And dealing with a lot of friendship, right? A lot of friendship. So I know what friendship means, and I know and I understand what friendship means. But the Creator says, he says, Al-Aki La U Yawma-idin Ba'duhum Li Ba'din Adu ila mutakin. He said, friends on the day will be foe, one to another except the righteous. You want me to break that down to you? You want me to break that down to you? I'm going to read it in English. Friends on that day will be foes, one to another except the righteous. Ultimately, he's talking about the day of judgment, right? The day of judgment, if you want to look at it, I'm not talking about the far-fetched. I'm talking about the here and now, right now. The day of judgment is when you do these murder, death, kill acts, you and your crew, right? And you upliving this lifestyle. You upholding this. I don't recommend nobody to live this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life. But if you are doing this life, and I don't recommend nobody to do this life because I tried those shoes. It wasn't my size. I gave it back. Okay? It's going to be one day where your brother or your friend, on that day, a judgment is going to become your foe. It's going to become your enemy. And that day is when you go out there and do an act and kill somebody or sell some drugs and you get caught or y'all all get caught and he's over there pointing the finger at you. This is the judgment that he's talking about. He's talking about present and he's talking about future. This is what he's talking about. Okay? It's going to come an hour and day where individuals is going to point the finger at you. And the way things are going now and the way things are going on these platforms, the way individuals are doing it, they doing it in a way to expose you, knowing that you don't have the knowledge and wisdom understanding on how to catch certain things. And they bewitch you with their tongue. They bewitch you with their tongue and their speech. They dazzle you. So they put you in a trance where you be up there saying these certain things. And you don't realize that you're saying these certain things because murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted away is in the background, in the darkness, in the shadows like, yeah, look at him. I got him. I got him to tell by murders. I got him to tell by drugs. I got him to tell by robberies. I got him to tell about a 10-year, 15-year-old body that we caught. All of these other things that we committed. This is the acts that's going on. These are the things that's going on. These are on platforms and these is going on in the street. It's worldwide. It's spreading. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Once you are in this life, you got to keep procreating beef, procreating murder, procreating backstabbing people, backdooring people. You got to keep procreating this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life in order to get it back. Why do we have to do all this? Why you just can't get a job, a job, and go to work? You have a lot of jobs out there. Like, for instance, you got bus operators in New York City, MTA workers, they making over 100 grand a year. 100 grand a year. All you got to do is pick people up and drop people off, beloved. You don't need to stand on the corners to rob and steal, to plot. Because all that was going to do is get the finger pointed at you. While you sit up in these plantations, while you be in the wild meat pens, asking why. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be the day where friends on that day will be foes, be enemies towards one another, except the righteous. The righteous uphold each other. The righteous uphold like bricks, like a building. We build on top of each other. But this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted life, they don't do that. They don't do it. Because it's not meant for you to be brotherhood. It's not meant for you to be a comrade. It's not meant for you to be a brethren. It's not meant for friendship. It is meant to what? To destroy, kill, murder, dumb, deaf, and blind. That's what it's meant for. You can't see that? It backdoor you. You don't see that it backdoor everybody? It backdoor any and everybody that uphold this life. You're not going to get away. Because there is a contract that you do with this type of life and this behavior at the end of the day. Friendship is nowadays is not friendship. It's destruction. On all that other stuff, you want to tell them, you want to snitch, on all that other stuff that life brings. I know it all too well. I've been through it. That's why I got out of it. Nobody upholds none of that anymore. Everybody's pointing a finger. This is all facts. But when you come over to righteousness, we uphold each other. We stand there for one another. Because your blood, honor, property is sacred. And we take that to the grave with us. Because this is spirituality. All you got to do is maintain. All you got to do is maintain what the Creator says. And like he said, chapter 43, verse 67. Friends on that day will be foes. One to another except the righteous. Right? Because there's evil there. There's evil there that you cannot see. So if you're trying to keep it 100, it's going to backdoor you. Because by you keeping it 100, you trying to show this thing off, this entity. And it doesn't keep it 100. It backdoors. It's ultimately to get your soul and your spirit at the end of the day and for you to become an organ donor. That's what it does. So it don't keep it 100. You trying to keep it 100. You trying to show it off. Show it out and show up and show it out. It's like, nah, we got to remove him. We need people that's going to backdoor everybody and be cold-hearted and be a menace and spread murder, death, kill so we can keep this thing going on. He's keeping it 100. We don't want that. We want him to backdoor his friend. We want him to kill his friend. We want him to kill his mother, his father, his brother, and anything else. This is what we want him to cause chaos, and he's not doing it. Put him in jail for the rest of his life. This is what this entity is doing. And it's on this internet doing it. On YouTube. Constantly the beating and fighting. And the drug use. And misleading any and everybody. So the Creator says, right? This is chapter 60, verse 7. Chapter 60, verse 7. He said in Arabic, As-salahu, he said, As-salahu an yaj Allah bainakum wa baina ladina adaytum minhum ma wadatan wallahu qadir wallahu ghafur ghafuru rahim. It may be that the Almighty will grant love with friendship between you and those who you now hold as enemies. For the Almighty has power of all things, and the Almighty is all forgiving, most merciful. You see how deep that is? This is really deep. So now, being that we was enemies, and by chance, right, he joined our hearts together and we become brothers. We become to love each other. This can take place right now. That's going on with brothers that's fighting on the internet. That's going back and forth over money, over views, right? Over spreading corruption and doing all these murder, death, kill acts on YouTube and all these major platforms. He can join your hearts together. And then y'all could become brethren. And then what you can do? Fight the war together. This is serious, man. This is serious what I'm talking about. So this is just what I want to say. I hope your brothers take heed to this. I just broke down friendship and what the Creator said, because it's going to come a day, right? And when you doing these murder, death, kill acts, you and your crew, everybody's going to be pointing their fingers like this. Him. Yes. There's no loyalty. There's no friendship. There's no brethren. There's no comrade. There's no love there. There's nothing there. Now, what's there is righteousness. That's why he's telling you to come on this side. Because everybody's going to backdoor you. This is why he said it. He said it right here. Look what he said. He said it right here. 43:67. Friends on that day will be foes, will be enemies towards one another, except the righteous. Except the righteous. So you got people that's righteous and unrighteous. So if you unrighteous on that day, you're going to be telling. You're going to be snitching. Oh, it's not me. It wasn't me. It was him. It was them. It was this. It was that. This is what's going to be going on amongst you. Why would you want to uphold a life like that? That's going to backdoor you. He's telling you straight up right here, this is what's going to happen in the present and in the future. In the present and in the future. That he's telling you. He's telling you. So stop doing the acts, basically. Stop upliving, right, this lifestyle, this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted lifestyle. Gangster persona that took many, many countless of men and women, generation after generation. This is all big facts. So that's all I want to say. Y'all have a great evening. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace.